want to see somebody going through, you know, such terrible experiences. But when you do see someone that you can resonate with, you go, oh, so it's not like you're happy for them that they're going through that. It just,
no,
it helps
definitely.
you with your own.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And I know I felt the same way when I saw other women going through it. I'm like, oh God, I'm really sorry that you're going through that. But I'm kind of like, I'm so relieved that it isn't just me and I'm not on my own.
Perimenopause journey is so super hard to be diagnosed with because, you know, as it was also to me, there's not really much they can do in terms of, they can do blood tests if you're sort of in sort of menopause, etc. But it really is just a combination of lots of symptoms that all sort of come at the one time or sort of gradual build up as opposed to isolated things that then they can maybe start taking seriously. But in my position, being, you know, in sort of mid-30s, I was literally laughed at and in terms of don't be daft. Which was, okay, if I am not in perimenopause, and here is my list of symptoms, and literally this is the list of symptoms that I eventually emailed my GP about to say, this is what I'm going through, all of this together. So if I am not perimenopausal, what's wrong with me? Am I ill? It's much rather you told me you're going through perimenopause than been sitting going, oh my gosh, I am actually going crazy. I am awful at life. I can't seem to cope. Every time you posted something, I was like, tick, tick, that's me.
The fear about what is wrong with me. I know. Okay, so they've told me that my bloods are normal, that I'm not perimenopause. So now I'm really scared. What is causing this? And so there's a fear that doesn't need to be there, which is really sad.
You do that and, you know, your bloods are fine. Okay, so let's check your thyroid. Let's check for cancers. Let's check for this. And that's not it's a very long-winded process. So then all of a sudden, you know, you're 6 months down the line, 7 months down the line, and you're really snowballing. And that's what I really struggled with. I just find it so nice. The minute I've started speaking about perimenopause, like the messages that I've been getting, the DM, just going, I would never have guessed that from you. You seem to have your together, but really behind closed doors, oh my gosh, you don't want anyone to struggle with that. We're all going to have to go through it as females at some point. Some people might sail through it, you know, and not really have any issues with that. And they might not need medical intervention, but from a social element, I think it's wonderful to have that support because so many, because it's very much can be anxiety dominated, you think you're losing the plot. You genuinely do. And just having someone giving you that justification and reassurance saying this is normal, not that that is normal, but just to normalise perception of when women say they've hit perimenopause or going through menopause, instantly it's a case of that's them on the decay and decline. That's what was said, and that's not the case. We're sort of put in this box, we're past it, we're really going down the hill. But that's not, we're not just, we're lacking a hormone, we need that boost, but there's so much more to us than this estrogen starved woman. You do sort of go through this sort of really difficult time where you feel very unworthy, very unwomanly, unsexy, everything. That's genuinely how I felt. And it's just, from your career perspective as well, you start losing your confidence, your self-esteem. For me, like, my hair was always like, you know, like my lion's mane. I love, you know, my hair, and it just started falling out in clumps and thinning. I just think, gosh, and that really makes you go, I was so bad at comparing myself to others. I won't be able to do that because I'm not as slim. My hair's not as nice. My makeup's not as nice. That's how I viewed that because my body had been changing so much, like my skin, my hair. It was such a big thing for me. I sort of zoned in on it as such. But we're so lucky in terms of, nothing's really changed in terms of what women tend to go through because it is a biological change. But where I feel our generation is so lucky is that we've got the platforms to discuss
Yeah.
it. You know, I
Yes.
can never remember my mum discussing it. I mean, my mum didn't work, so I never really, she would never have been as stressed as what
Yes.
I was as such
Yeah. Yeah.
with, there's
Yeah.
4 kids in this house, you're running about,
Yeah.
myself and my husband working full time. So that's just like an added
Yeah.
stress. But I can never remember people talking about it.
No. Great grandma was put into an asylum and was given an electric shock treatment. And she knew that about through perimenopause. And it's like, so it's hardly surprising, really, that we stopped talking about it. I was on the contraceptive pill from the age of 16. So my hormones were really always like, what have we done with that?
Yeah,
Have we put this, you know, this fakeness and kind of stuff? And so I don't know whether that has something to do with it with this generation. But I guess what I also know is that it's not a new thing and it has been around forever. And so there will be things that there will be advances that we can do and hopefully look at to make sure
yeah.
that if there are impacts of those things, we can reduce them. But then by also just, yeah, no, it's not something that's suddenly come along because Davina McCall did a program on it. It's
So many people say, "Oh, you're just jumping on the
yeah, yeah,
bandwagon,
yeah,
the petty
yeah,
bandwagon," and I'm
yeah.
saying, this is not really jumping
I know.
on a
Yeah, I
bandwagon.
really wanted to jump on that bandwagon and have
Yeah,
that label attached
I
to me.
really wanted increased UTIs, itchy
Yeah,
skins, headaches, migraines, chin hairs, which I clearly, because you do tend to take GP's word as
yeah,
gospel.
yeah.
Never be as clever as sort of a GP in their knowledge. So if they're telling me you just need to go and make yourself happy, okay, how do I do this? Because I genuinely do not know where to go here.
Oh
And
God, honestly, it's just so bad, isn't it? Really, if it isn't their fault because they don't have training on it. They may have a couple of hours training, and that's just insane to think that every single woman goes through it.
yeah,
Like that's 51% of the population go through something, however that impacts them,
yeah,
and they're not trained. It's
absolutely.
absolutely insanity to
And
think
on
that.
average, a GP appointment they're only able to accommodate you for 2 to 3 minutes on average, is
Yeah,
what they want an appointment to last
yeah,
in. I could be there all day. I
yeah.
mean, we've sat and spoken an hour.
But I think it's so frustrating when you go and you've linked the symptoms. And I think this is where I get to is that it's one thing to be like, I can forgive the fact that they didn't see and link everything because, they see so many people and there's so many different things.
Yeah,
But when somebody is saying, I believe I'm perimenopausal, and then they say no, and don't even look into that properly or don't say, well, what all, balance app, Steve, is a great one. So often we have no idea what all the symptoms
yeah,
are. Like I had a catalogue of symptoms, but I only thought that my missed periods and probably struggling to sleep a little bit were, and the hot flush. They were the only things I thought were perimenopausal. There was so many other things that were. So, just saying to women, go away and have a little look. Go away and have a little look at what the symptoms are, and we'll talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah. Keep a
But to
diary.
dismiss us, that's what's not nice.
Absolutely. You want sort of educated, informative details, evidence based. And the more people say, this is what I experienced, the more we normalize